Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel again for like the millionth time. I know I always might do one of these and just come back a bit later on down the line, but I definitely thought it's been a while. I definitely thought I needed to do one of these. Do you know what I mean? Today's video, I wanted to talk about the latest, and I really enjoyed it, by the way, the latest Transformers movie, Rise of the Beasts. I think it's been about like a hot month now or so. I don't know exactly. I just wanted to give my own thoughts and reviews on it. So yeah, before anything else, guys, let me know what you guys also think about the movie, obviously in the comment section below, and give us a like and subscribe based on this, if you can. Yeah, so basically based on that movie, I've got to say, for me personally, it's one of the best Transformers movies till date. I feel like it had something different compared to what we had seen in the past. There's many aspects of this film that I really liked. One, it definitely differentiates from, especially the Michael Bay ones. Both this and Bumblebee for me are the best Transformers movie in the franchise. I'm not sure I'm pretty sure there are people that will disagree or whatever, but for me, based on what I've seen, I do prefer these movies better. A couple of reasons why, actually. For one of them, I do feel, and it's probably excuse me, one of the best reasons I do like this movie. And on top of that, with Bumblebee, I think it has to go to design of the Transformers. It's amazing that they've taken this long. I'm not sure why, but they really stuck to the design of the original Transformers, and I feel like the look of them it's almost made it more grounded. It's made it more grounded, but still in the whole Transformers universe kind of thing. So it still looks, I don't know how you describe it. It just mixes in with the whole real life aspect of it all. Like, you know, how they interact and stuff with the humans and so on. I think Bumblebee in particular displayed this. Bumblebee in particularly displayed this particularly well, or very well, especially when we saw, you know, the beginning of the film, which was based on Cybertron. That whole war thing really did show how well the general, what do you call it, the actual design of the Transformers that were, you know, like from the comics, from the cartoons that we all know, how it was done, brought to life. And I think that it's really, I mean, if they're planning to do more, which I hope they do, having the original design of the Transformers has definitely been a big step forward for it, for the whole Transformers franchise. Another thing about this movie is it, and Bumblebee, but I obviously have to focus on this. It was just that it doesn't focus, like the other Transformers. It has really strayed away from the emphasis on humans, just getting involved in everything. Yes, we know obviously it's on Earth, you're gonna have the human interaction and the human element of it, but I feel that for certain movies like this, I feel like us as the fans and so on, I think we're there to watch the Transformers, the machines, the battles, everything. And I just feel seeing the whole Transformers storyline play out without too much of the human interaction, you know, obviously bar the main characters of the movie, I felt it's really what we wanted, and I feel it was really well done without it feeling like, I don't know, it didn't feel overdone. A lot of the other Transformers films, bar the first one, just felt so, I don't know, like, I feel it's hard for me to explain, but just not having emphasis on the human, because usually they just focus on, when they're focusing on the human aspects, we're just focusing on the army and the military getting involved in everything. And it's like you can't really see the storyline between, in my opinion, the storyline between the Transformers and, you know, and the Decepticons and all of that play out if you have to just keep going back to the army getting involved in everything. That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think about that? The less emphasis on the humans, I think, was definitely a big positive, both for this and also Bumblebee as well, and I think that really played off really well. Another fantastic element of the film, I don't know how far it goes back in terms of like what you thought about them in the previous film, was funny enough, I was talking about the human characters, but the lead human characters of this movie, I really enjoyed them. I'm not sure, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say I don't know, I don't know what dynamic I prefer, Mirage and I think it's Diaz, or Bumblebee and Shia LaBeouf's character. I forgot his name, but either way, I thought they brought another fantastic dynamic to this movie with Diaz. You know, we saw what he was going through in his life and all of that, and stumbled just, you know, in trying to take a wrong turn in life, stumbled across Mirage, and then obviously we know what happened from there. He sent him to, you know, they went and linked up with Optimus and all of that. Everything else just happened after that. But in terms of the dynamic, I think they got this one also again spot on. It's something I feel like they've done really well in the majority of the Transformers. I'm still unsure about the whole Mark Wahlberg as the lead character. I think it was 2 films he did. Can you let me know? Like, I can't remember if it's, I think he did Age of Extinction, and I think there was another one. I can't remember which one it was. But I felt the human interaction here was good. It was funny, as it always do, and it always have that witty what do you call it, Autobot. And Mirage definitely stole the show. He definitely stole the show as one of the main Autobots. They always have that one, you know, they had it in, I think, Transformers 2, the 2 little bikes as a funny one, that they did it here. For me, instantly, with what he did in this film, for me, he's one of the best Autobots for me, along with Bumblebee. It's funny that I haven't mentioned Optimus because he was also a G in this movie. Do you know what I mean? And this leads me on to another point. Anyway, I know I've also talked about the quality of Mirage as a, you know, a fantastic character who's witty, had very good action, a very good interaction, you know. However, Optimus's character was a very interesting one in this movie because we saw a part of him that we had never seen before. Like his distrust in humans at the beginning, how we felt about them. He only wanted to focus on, you know, helping hit Autobots, which was, you know, understandable. You were trapped on Earth for 7 years. The last thing you're gonna want to be doing is, you know, trying to protect or trying to trust a race you have no idea about. But it was just interesting to see him and how he interacted with Diaz at the first, you know, when he first met up with a human. So it's good to see that transition between him being, I don't even want to say an arse, but, you know, a doubtful character, and then seeing where he went, you know, as we saw Transformers 1, 2, and so on and so. So at least we know throughout the timeline where Optimus has been at in terms of his character, and I felt that a very strong part of this film in terms of him. Everybody else was also outstanding. I mean, let's talk about the main part of like even part of the title, The Rise of the Beast. This was a very significant part, I remember, to me as a childhood, you know, learning about these characters and so on. But I really did enjoy how they were depicted in the movie. Some people might feel different, I don't know, but from what I saw, I really enjoyed it. Both from how the not even just the interaction, but I don't know, I just loved it. It's hard for me to just explain, like, even because I remember quite a lot about them from before, or even do I? But I know a bit about the Beast characters from the comics and so on. So it's good to see it translate here. Obviously, Optimus Prime will be the leader of the pack, following the death of I forgot the name. See, I even forgot the name of the other leader before, and then he got murdered at the beginning when they were trying to protect the key. I felt the Beast, it was good to have something different as well, because we've always had the Autobots and, you know, the Decepticons. So to see another race from the Transformer kind of world was also very good. And yeah, like, man, I forgot what they called. Someone let me know what they were called. I completely forgot, actually. Fuck. Anyway, I can't remember. The point is, this movie really played out really well. One of the most fascinating things I really did enjoy was the action. And the reason why I'm even going to pinpoint this as a key point is because in most of the other Transformers movies, I think a lot of people just got used to, or just associated a lot of it with just Michael Bay's usual his explosion. Every Transformers was just an explosion fest, and I felt a lot of the action here, along with Bumblebee, wasn't just mindless or senseless action. With the storyline, what was going on, like, not only that it just made sense, but it just kind of felt you can really feel what's going on, and this was no more evident than the scene where, obviously spoiler alert, should have mentioned that earlier, but where Bumblebee was initially killed by Scourge. Yes, where he was initially killed by Scourge. An epic scene, and by the way, another epic villain who we need to even mention, him being the assistant, should we say, to Unicron, who finally they've actually brought on screen. You know, the World Destroyer, almost like Galactus from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Marvel, Fantastic Four. But they finally brought him to the big screen. That scene, it's like I wasn't even expecting it. I know they showed him getting stabbed in the trailer, Bumblebee, but I still didn't think he was gonna die. Like, he got blasted again. Do you know what I mean? So that yeah, I felt a lot of the action had a lot of, almost had a lot of meaning. There was definitely a lot of emotion and heart in this movie. Let's not get twisted. There was definitely a lot of that. But that scene where Bumblebee initially died was definitely touching, and it was good to see him come back. As usual, you know, Bumblebee speaks to the radio, so he didn't have as large as a role as he usually did in the other Transformers films, but it's like him being here, or whenever he was here, I felt like he kind of stole the show in the scenes that he was in. Do you know what I mean? Even when he was giving Optimus a little bit of a chat back. It's what we've kind of grown to know and love Bumblebee for. But to see him come back was actually awesome. To talk about the villain briefly, Scourge, another interesting one actually, and it was also interesting to learn how he was well, he was from another planet that what's his name, Unicron had destroyed. So when he got threatened, I didn't even pick that up until the second viewing, to be honest, of the film, when he mentioned he wishes he would have wished he got killed if he failed again. He was bloody. Let's say he was probably the strongest villain, I feel, that, okay, bar Unicron himself, with everyone that we've seen. I know people might say that's obvious because it's a new film in the timeline, but it doesn't always work like that. Do you know what I mean? You can be a villain that comes later, but still not be as strong as someone that came before. So it is possible. But he was a menace. He was a menace, but did get his comeuppance in the end. He got absolutely brutalized by Optimus, which was coming, and you can see the build up throughout the film, especially when they were trying to get the second half of the key. That whole fight scene there. So I have to give a lot of credit. We got another good villain. It was definitely better than some of the other ones that we had before. So, and we got to know a bit about him as well. Just trying to think of any other aspects of the film. I don't think there was anything. Another interesting thing. I don't know what you guys think about the end credit as well. I did see something prior to watching the film in regards to a possible crossover. Again, another spoiler alert. And it was mentioned in the when, what's his name? When Diaz went for the interview, he met up with the captain of G.I. Joe. I don't know if this has happened in the comics, but it seems like this is something that they teased. It was teased because they mentioned it for the movie G.I. Joe with the Transformers. Not sure we've ever seen this kind of we've seen other crossovers, but this one would be very interesting. So I wonder whether they're actually going to follow through with it. I also wonder if they're going to follow through with having another of this same. I know they did it with Sam, but in the next Transformers movie, I'm hoping that they do keep Diaz. I don't want them to just, for me, unless we know what happened to someone before, I don't want us to just keep moving on to like different lead characters. In my opinion, it would be good to have, you know, someone there for a certain amount of time. A transition happens where they maybe die or something, then they have to move on. That's just what I personally think. I don't know what you guys think. Please let me know. Just for a bit more continuity on, you know, certain aspects of the film. But yeah, listen, man, I don't know what more to say. I'm not going to keep going for too long, but I just wanted to get in a few aspects of a movie or the movie which I felt I had to mention. Like I said, great action. The what do you call it? The writing was fantastic. They had the witty humor, but not overdone, which is where I think this is probably a weakness of some of the other Transformers films, even possibly number one, which is still considered to be one of the best, along with this and Bumblebee. But I felt that they tried too hard to make Sam too much of a funny character. I think they got the right balance in this movie, especially with Diaz and Mirage. The combination there was absolutely epic. It was outstanding. To finish off, I would definitely give this Transformers at least an 8 or a 9. At least an 8 or a 9. It might seem a bit shorter than some of the other Transformers films, but I feel that's because they focused more on the actual story of the Transformers and whatever they were trying to do. They didn't focus heavily on the human aspect, too much of the military here and there, which kind of take up too much time and space. We just wanted to see the main story. After the initial beginning, we wanted to see the main story of the Transformers, the Autobots, or whatever they call. I forgot the name of the other villains. But yeah, I felt the movie was very strong. I hope everyone feels that way as well. Listen, guys, if there's anything else that I've missed, I've tried to talk about some of the key components which I found very interesting or intriguing. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have I missed out anything? Am I wrong about anything? Or is there any aspect to the film that you feel that I didn't address or come across, really? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, guys, if you like my video, please give us a like and subscribe. Any feedback will be much appreciated, and I look forward to catching you at the next movie review. Alright, hope you guys have a great day. Bless.